Hello dear listeners, welcome back to another episode of So This Happened, where we dive into the latest happenings with our signature flair. My name is Moyolua Olachide, and today we've got 3 sizzling topics that have been making waves across the nation. So you want to grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's get into this. First off is a drama between Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and Godswill Akpabio. Now, just imagine walking into the Senate chambers, ready to tackle the day's agenda, only to find out that your seat has been moved without prior notice. That exactly was what happened to Natasha. She arrived to discover that her seat had been relocated, leading to a heated exchange with the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Now, the tension escalated when Natasha accused Akpabio of making unwanted advances towards her in the past, suggesting that her seat relocation was a form of retaliation. Now, this controversy began when Natasha exposed that Akpabio made inappropriate advances during a visit to his residence in Uyo on December 8, 2023. She alleged that Akpabio's actions were not only unprofessional, but also disrespectful, especially in the presence of her husband. Now, in response, Akpabio's wife, Ekaite, staunchly defended her husband, describing him as a disciplined man, and filed 2 defamation lawsuits at the Federal High Court in Abuja against Natasha, seeking 350 billion naira in damages to her husband's reputation. Now, point to note that Natasha had also slammed Akpabio with 100.5 billion naira lawsuit for defamation. And here is where the old drama begins to get more interesting. Shortly after Akpabio's wife slammed Natasha's lawsuit, Natasha's husband publicly addressed the issue, revealing that he had previously confronted Akpabio, urging him to cease any form of harassment towards his wife. And he also expressed disappointment over Akpabio's continued actions despite personal appeal. Now, like that was not enough. In a fervent display of solidarity, women in Akwa Ibom State recently took to the streets to protest against Natasha's allegations of sexual harassment against their esteemed son, Akpabio. Now, chanting songs and bearing placards with inscriptions like "Stop defaming Akpabio" and "Respect our leaders," the protesters expressed their outrage over what they perceived as unfounded accusations aimed at tarnishing Akpabio's reputation. However, as the drama continues, the Senate leadership has expressed concerns over the escalating feud, emphasizing the need for decorum and mutual respect within the chambers. But guys, here are lessons to be learned in this story though. I don't know if you guys really see it, but it's so beautiful to watch how these party spouses are strongly defending each other. I mean, wow, hey, love is so beautiful, oh, and I want to see more of this in the future. Moving on to the next story. Now, as of 1st of March 2025, the Central Bank of Nigeria implemented revised charges on automated teller machines, also known as ATM withdrawals, sparking widespread reactions among bank customers. Now, under the new policy, withdrawals from one's own bank ATM on us transactions remain free of charge. However, using another bank's ATM, which is not on us transactions, now incurs 100 naira per 20,000 naira withdrawal at on-site ATMs. More notably, withdrawals from off-site ATMs, those located outside bank premises, such as in malls or airports, attract an additional surcharge of up to 500 naira per 20,000 naira withdrawal. Now, this means that withdrawing 20,000 naira from an off-site ATM of another bank could cost up to 600 naira per transaction. And the CBN clarified that these charges apply only when customer uses ATMs outside their own bank's network, emphasizing that withdrawals from their own bank's machine remains free of charge. Now, CBN's rationale behind this policy shift is to encourage banks to improve cash availability at ATMs and expand their ATMs network. However, many customers view this move as a potential deterrent to the cashless policy initiative, fearing it might drive people back to traditional banking halls due to increased transaction costs. Now, critics argue that these new charges could undermine the progress made in promoting digital banking and financial inclusion. They express concern that the increased costs associated with ATM withdrawals might discourage the use of electronic payment channels, leading to a longer queues in banking halls and a possible resurgence of cash-based transactions. As these developments unfold, Stakeholders are keenly observing the impact of the new ATM charges on customer behavior and the broader financial ecosystem in Nigeria. Finally, on today's episode is the tragic incident that struck in Benin City, Edo State, of a businessman known as Kelvin Osamede Izekor, who allegedly murdered his 38-year-old pregnant wife, Success Izekor, just 8 months into their marriage. Now, this incident occurred on February 22, 2025 at their residence on Upper Mission Extension. Neighbors reported that the couple's relationship was tumultuous even before their marriage, with frequent disputes and instances of abuse. Now, disturbingly, just 3 days before their wedding, Kelvin allegedly attacked Success with a machete, raising concerns among those close to them. And on the fateful day, an argument escalated, leading to Kelvin fatally assaulting Success with a hammer. When he noticed his wife was dead, he plotted to secretly dispose her body, but unfortunately for him, neighbors saw him and confronted him. He told them that his wife had passed on, so neighbors, alarmed by the commotion, intervened but found Success lying lifeless in her own pool of blood with a hammer and other weapons beside her. Immediately, angry mom attempted to administer jungle justice to him, but the timely arrival of the police prevented further violence. Now, Kelvin has been arrested and charged with murder of his wife. The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Betty Enekwe Isokpan, expressed concern over the rising cases of domestic violence and assured the public of a thorough investigation to ensure justice is well served. Now, at this junction, guys, I think we have said enough, but we will never get tired of begging women to please prioritize themselves. Walking away from a violent marriage with your pride is better than being carried out lifeless. And men, can you please stop killing our women? Well, on this note, we end today's episode of So This Happened. Stay tuned for more updates, and as always, keep questioning, keep discussing, and keep engaging. My name is Moyoluwa Olajide. Bye.